it isn't necessarily about them saving the world per se. It's about like how this family dynamic goes and how that affects how they save the world.
Mhm.
But I also felt that this movie
Look
really
like you're looking up at Galactus right now.
no. I'm looking up at a couple of the cast names here.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
You say that like this is the first time you've ever been asleep when we were about to record. I feel like that happens, every like once a month when you on your period.
No, no,
Yo,
it's if I ain't got enough whiskey in my system.
The whiskey keeps you awake.
wouldn't
No,
that be,
whiskey does a lot of things.
wouldn't that be opposite though?
No, I'm alcohol fueled. You know,
Yeah, that's why he did. That's why the rattlesnake bite didn't kill him because it had to it had to fight against the other poison that was already in his body.
I'm completely opposite. Like if I drink, I'm like, have you ever seen me lethargic anywhere? I'm about to pass out is because I had beer and we weren't doing anything. And I'm like that's why I don't drink at home because every time I drink at home, I end up falling asleep. This happened so many times during like boxing events and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you got to drink during boxing because that's how me and my friends used to do it. And then I'll have two beers and I'm like,
but see, beer's heavy anyways. I gotta sip. I don't even drink beer like that too much anymore.
Yeah,
If I drink a beer,
there was a while Chris would be drinking like Jack straight or neat, and I'm like, yo, not even any ice. He'd be like, nah, I don't want it to get in the way of my buzz. I think with Marco, I think if you get knocked out, like you wave a hot dog in front of your nose, like smelling salts, you pop right back up like the Undertaker.
honestly, you guys have not seen me sleepy. It's not a pretty sight.
I'm sure it ain't.
I'm very irritable
it'd be look like a
and
B12.
angry. Like I'll be like, what the fuck? Like I'll be just pissed off, bro. Like
Oh man,
it's funny. Mania last year when we were in Philly, like the last night, the Sunday, it completely drained me that whole day. And then motherfuckers wanted to hang out, and I'm over here like in a hotel lobby doing this, and then motherfuckers come up and they're like, "Oh man, you trying to drink? You trying to hang out?" And I'm like, you know how you get startled? I got startled and immediately started arguing, and then it came off like an old ass man, like man, leave the fuck alone. And then at that point, I walked over to Rand and I was like, "Yo, I'm out." And he's like, "What you mean?" It was like, "Yeah, it's not." And then from that day on, they're like, "Oh, well, Marcos wants to pull the shoot." He's gone. There's nobody in this world that's gonna be like, "Hey man, just no convincing." Like people were like, "Hey man," I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm out." Like,
he's like it's
y'all
not
got
time.
my
It's
yeah,
hibernating time.
yeah.
I bet he got a little thing in that pocket bag. It's hibernating time. Bear.
Hey, I do be hibernating because it's like I run on very little sleep, but then I get to a point that I need sleep,
Yeah,
and
everybody does. That's how
and
it is, bro. Sometimes you just get, you get run down to that point that like, you need that recharge.
yeah.
So, well, anyways, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, this week we got a brand new movie just hit the theaters, and I don't know how y'all feel about this movie, but why don't Marco, since you're the resident, comic book nerd fiend, whatever you want to call it, why don't you let the people know what movie we watched this week?
We saw the Fantastic Four First Steps,
Yeah,
and
include the first steps.
yeah, it was the first movie in the MCU where we finally got the Fantastic Four. That wasn't a Fox related movie. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Okay, so you liked it.
I really liked it. The movie
Okay.
was gangster. My wife was entertained for the first hour, and then after that, she was like, "Oh, this is still going," because she doesn't like comic book movies.
Well, I mean, Chris, judging by the faces you making, I think you might have a difference of opinion.
Because I feel like this is like a secret fantasy for Marcos over there. Now I'm not gonna say the movie was garbage because I did like it too, but it was missing some things.
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with you, Chris.
What kind
Really?
of things?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. For me, and this is legitimate. I told everybody this like the next day. Hold on, some shit's on my microphone. Anyways,
It's that booger sugar. He's like, no, hold on, hold on.
I was gonna say something too, but I couldn't get the words out.
Let me get this on the mic. He's like, that's how I survive.
Oh man.
but for me, legitimately, this is in my top 5 favorite comic book movies all time.
Really?
Yes.
It's
I fucking loved this movie.
It's really, really well written.
Chris, Chris, what did you think was missing?
Okay, well, I'm gonna get straight to the point of what I was upset about it. I needed at least
if y'all listening to this, obviously the movie just came out. If you guys are gonna go any further, just know we spoiling everything. So all right, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go ahead, Chris.
So I needed at least about 4 to 6 more minutes of action on the screen.
Okay, why?
Just because I feel like there's only one real action scene. That's why I said add the first steps, because if they're making a second one, then okay, this is introduction. I get that. But the only time you saw them actually like really like use their powers is at the end. You didn't see like any like pre-battle or anything in the city. All you did was like you seen the thing like help pull a boat out the water, or they had the car and everything. So it's like, okay, they didn't have I wish they would have had like a pre-battle or maybe a couple of minutes to the main battle. That way they can really showcase all their skills. Because I really felt like the one that showcased it was the mom.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Marcos?
No, I think the movie was calibrated really well. Like
That's a big word, bro. Come on, you know what that means?
Well, you know what I mean. I mean that it balanced out the action and the storytelling, because they had to differentiate over the other ones that they released. And like this movie, it's funny because, and we've talked about this multiple times. Like, I don't like movies that are set in a weird time period, and this was like a weird 50s, 60s kind of thing, retro. And for me, they had a very thin line before they lost me, but it never played a factor. Like, I literally came in, and like after 5 minutes when they started establishing the world, I was like, oh, I'm in. You know what I mean? Like I thought they were gonna go down this whole Benjamin Grimm like love interest thing, but they didn't. They introduced her, which is like you could tell this movie was to build on who they are, to build on the next Avengers movie, and to give you enough for you to be like, okay, the next movie that we have that's just them alone, that it's not like spurring a sequel.
Yeah,
you're locked in.
That's what I'm saying. Because I want to shit on the movie because I did like it, but for me personally, I needed a few more action.
Okay,
that's
so
all.
I will say I did tell a lot of people. I said, like I said, it's in my top 5. But if anybody did have an issue with it, I felt like the issue was going to be there wasn't enough action for them. And like, but to me, it didn't bother me because it felt like at the end of the day, the point of this movie was to establish them, like the family dynamic. And that's what I thought was really good about this movie. It's like they felt like, and they're like, come on, Ben Grimm thing, he felt like your uncle. He really felt like your uncle there. And I was like, oh, I like the way this comes across, because it isn't about, it isn't necessarily about them saving the world per se. It's about like how this family dynamic goes and how that affects how they save the world.
But I also felt that this movie really.
You're looking up at Galactus right now.
No, I'm looking up at a couple of the cast names here. So the guy that played Benjamin Grimm, he was amazing in the movie because Eben Moss background. I don't know.
He's in that show The Bear.
He's in the show The Bear, and if you're a big Bear fan, they
you I know you a big Bear fan. You model your whole life after them.
So there was a small part when he was talking to the robot about the Italian food that they sprinkled in. I was like, okay, I fuck with this. Like when he was like, oh no, it needs more garlic. Like he literally channeled his character from The Bear. He plays, his character named Cousin. And I was like, okay, I see what he did. It was like a nod to like, it's like, I know why certain fans are here. Let me give you a little something. But I really liked it. I like the fact that Johnny Storm was not irritating like in the other movies, you know what I mean? And didn't have a chip on his shoulder. Like I thought that his character was well written, that they still kept him like at his core who he is, because he's a guy that like loves women. But the Chris Evans version, they made him too goofy, And then they didn't even have that whole version with the Michael B. Jordan version. He was just obsessed with racing and hating his dad. Um, so I think this was really good. It was like, and he wasn't an idiot. Like I love the fact that
That's
he
I
figured
like
out
that.
he
I like
figured out the language.
well, I think I love the fact that like at the end of the day, superheroes and they look the way they do, their personalities, but at the end of the day, these are four very high level scientists.
Yeah,
So it really is still established like, hey, these are some smart motherfuckers.
yeah.
So like like again with the original Fox one, you didn't think at any point that Johnny Storm was a fucking scientist. You just thought he was like a bro that's along for the ride.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The brother bro.
Yeah.
And also I love the fact that Johnny Storm was their first option weapon wise. He is like an attack dog. They're like, Johnny, go. He's like on it. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? It wasn't no like, oh, should I? Or it was like, nah, he's on it. And the combination between him and Ben were amazing. Like you could tell there was camaraderie and they both knew what at the end of the day, it was all jokes aside. They were like, nah, we're here for a job. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So Chris, I know you said there wasn't like much action
Mhm.
like earlier on, but here's the thing. I don't know if I agree with that because I think there was action, but it just wasn't necessarily them using their powers action. Like that scene when Silver Surfer is chasing them through the fucking wormhole. And
Oh, that was dope. That was dope. You know what I'm saying?
that was that, and just seeing the Silver Surfer actually like looking like she's surfing on the fucking through the
Dope.
wormhole and shit. That shit was
Yeah.
dope. So
Yeah, that scene was executed really, really well. Like I like
Yeah.
that. Like that was a part. And I was like, texting, watching, like, oh shit, that's supposed to happen. But
yeah,
I mean, just as far as like the introduction, I felt like because I think the work with me, I know they got a scene where they got Mr. Fantastic like kicking a monkey off the bridge, and like I said,
Yeah.
yeah, the thing pulling the boat off the water.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they did.
like
They
they-
did it like one of those old serial, like old TV shows and shit like that. Where it's
Yeah,
like, okay,
like-
news stories. Yeah,
so it's like they didn't have like even if it would have been like a simple, which is probably cliche, a simple car chasing scene with somebody that did something stupid like rob a bank or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But just something that showcased like a cool little 2 minute, 3 minute section of what they can do before they hit that big battle with Galactus.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I got one other gripe,
What's that?
which I just thought was funny. Okay,
What?
now y'all know I just had a baby. Okay, like now I just want to know: do people really be like, yo, I'm pregnant? Oh, we was trying for so long. How do you try to have a baby? Do you be like
No.
you document the fucking time? Like wait, we need to go fuck right now.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I got an answer for that. I got
Go
an
ahead. Go ahead. Hey,
got
now
it.
don't be talking about no bathroom stuff. I know you.
No. I got an answer for that. It's like unfortunately, the reality for most people in the world is you can't have kids all the time, and
Yeah, Chris don't know about that.
like we all jokes aside, but you've only had 2 biological children, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
But okay, so
it's there's certain people when you're at a certain age and genetics, it's like it's a combination. You know what I mean? Like when people say we've been trying, that's involved, medical assistance, that involves timing ovulation and all that stuff. It's a lot of things. It's like I know it's funny, but it's like me personally, I know a bunch of couples that went through it and like the last year really paid off. And there's people that have been trying for years.
Yeah.
And it's like like I know it's funny, but it's not something to make light of to certain people.
No,
I
the
know
reason
people
why
that-
it's funny to me
yeah.
is because when you hear like when I heard him say that, it's almost like fucking is a job, like making love is a job. Like who has making love with the baby of mine? Like I just want to make love. If a baby happens, it happens. But I'm trying to get in there. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but here's the thing. But for some, and the reality is for some people, like they do want to start a family, and for whatever reason, biology, whatever, anything that happens, like for some people, it takes a long time to have a kid, like to the point where you might be sitting there like, am I even able to like start a family? Because I've been trying for so long and nothing's happened.
So when it comes to that, it's
Like
like
Chris is just saying that because in his realm, everybody popping out kids like it's New Year's Eve.
No,
they
I'm just
pushing
saying-
buttons and just shooting shit.
No, I'm just saying sex shouldn't be a job. It should be something you actually just want to do, and
No,
whatever
but
happens after, you got to deal with it.
No, but it's not necessarily.
Sometimes it's HIV. Sometimes it's
No, but I'm saying for some people, like they want to start a family. Now, imagine if you want, like I know you didn't want to start a family. That shit just happened and fell on your lap like bird doo doo. But But I'm saying for some people, like imagine if you want to start a family, like you just got married and you're excited to start a family, and for the next couple of years you keep trying and it's just not working. It's like, yo, we've been trying to start this family. It ain't going.
All I do, I shot them buttery nuts all up in here, and he came out like, "What's up, Doc?"
No, yeah, I get it.
No, I mean, I get it. Like you said, I'm not even trying to like crack on it, but it just it felt funny to hear. Like, how do you try? Like, you just get in there and do. You know what I'm saying?
I know, because I mean, like the idea, and it's not. You don't try to have sex, but you're trying to have a kid. And for some people, for some people, that trying to have a kid just doesn't work out. You know, whatever it is, maybe eggs is bad. I don't know, something. Soldiers don't swim right. I'm surprised yours swim right, bro. I'm gonna swim through really, infested waters.
That when it made it through all the whiskey, like I got this.
That's like the water that burned the lake and Double Dragon. That's your.
Oh man. So yeah, those are my two gripes for the movie.
Speaking of the baby, like, are you familiar with Franklin Reed?
Don't even sound familiar.
He went in there cold, which I like it, but there's a lot of lore behind the whole thing, man.
Well, because I know, like, again, spoiler alert.
Oh, the baby, Franklin Reed. Yeah, but no, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know his story.
Spoiler alert, if you're watching this and you don't really understand and you see that whole thing happen where it feels like the baby resurrected, the mom.
Yeah.
It might look at it like, oh, that's kind of really cheesy. But if you know who Franklin Reed is, you're like, oh, Scarlet Witch ain't got shit on this kid. This kid is going to be a fucking menace. Like, he's a fucking, like, powerful motherfucking, like, mutant and shit.
Well, I mean, they adjusted in the movie. So even though I went in there blind, Galactus was like, you don't know the power that your child has. Like, he hides it from you. Yeah, so they already established, like, this baby's got something different about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Did y'all think it was similar to The Incredibles?
I haven't seen The Incredibles in quite some time, so
I wouldn't say similar. I mean, the family dynamic, yeah, I can say that. But Incredibles was its own movie, and they had 3 kids.
Yeah.
So
I liked this movie and Incredibles for the reason that it felt like the superhero stuff came second to the family dynamic. Because for this, it's like for this movie, to me, it was less about them doing superhero stuff and more like, how do you raise a family and protect your kids when you still got to go out and save the world? Someone tells you, hey man, you can save this entire planet, but I want your kid that you've been having a hard time trying to have this kid, and there's like, no, this is our kid. Like, I'm gonna do everything I can to protect them.
I had a conversation with the wife about that. I'm like,
oh, Marcos would be like, fuck him, I'll make another one.
Yo, all jokes aside, I like, spoken like a person that doesn't have any kids. Like, I literally was like, I gave it some thought. Like, you saw how she was talking to Mr. Fantastic. She was like, you thought about her, and he was like, he's like, you don't even got to say, because mathematically, it's an easy, like, think about it. If you found out right now that one life,
no, not one life, your kid's life, different.
No, but like, if you're looking at it mathematically, with any attachment removed,
without any attachment, okay,
one life for the life of the rest of the world, you would be like, yeah, let's do it. But then if you turn around and you're signing or whatever or making a promise and you look over and it's like, yo, that's my kid, then you're gonna be like, wait a minute, and then the person's gonna be like, well, you thought about it logically, right? It makes sense, but then you're gonna be like, wait, what do you mean? That's my kid. Like, that's where it gets spicy. That's what.
Well, because thing, and I guess when it comes to being a parent, again, I don't know. I have a dog, but it's close. But I feel like when you have
eating them every day. You got a big pot put to the side. It looks like a Cajun boiling pot, but that's for the dog. Trust me.
Yeah, that Corgian barbecue. No, but I'm saying, like, when you get that attachment and that love behind someone, it's like, that all logic goes out the window. I feel like, especially when it comes to family, when it comes to love, like, yeah, like That's a variable that you have to take into consideration. You can't sit there and be like, logically speaking, we should have 12 kids. It's like, no, man, if you can't take care of 12 kids, don't have 12 kids. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to answer this question because I don't know how to answer it. Plus, my wife's in the other room. I might say the wrong thing.
Say it softly.
Trying to get that. Don't listen to this, man.
No, I mean,
the word the Bernie Mac.
No, but I'm saying like in the movie, right? Like the dynamic between Ben and Johnny, to me, I loved it because they came across as uncles.
Mm-hmm.
And like for some people, when you're trying to build that rapport, you can come off as someone that's playing an uncle, but like there was a warmness to their interactions that made me go like, it feels like they're an actual family. Don't worry about that. That. It's the ding dong cart.
But I think
Marcos, don't let that shit speed by. That's whatever that was gay as hell for one.
Is that your ringtone?
Look, that's what I said.
That's my calendar. I have a calendar letting me know that I got something on the schedule.
No, that's the intimate calendar. It's time to fuck, baby. I can't let that shit speed by, man.
Listen,
like, nah. Okay.
You said you got salt and pepper comes on when yours.
But shit, you know what I'm saying? Straight to the point. Oh man.
What do you guys think of the look of the movie? Like I said, Marcos, you said you don't like period movies. Now, this wasn't necessarily a period movie because it created a whole new world.
Yeah,
that kind of just had that retro feel to it. So, like,
I like it, and I hope it wasn't the last time we've seen this world. But based on what they do,
but why did you like this one versus when you're watching Sinners? And you're like, I don't like all these.
I like Sinners.
Sinners was too black. Come on now, you know that. Marcus is like, those Spanish people.
I don't know if we could go back, to the movie Sinners. I really like the aesthetic. It's just like when there's a problem that anything modern can stop the big issue. That's when I'm like, all right, like you know what I mean. Like,
no, but I mean, if that's not available back then. Like, for instance, so this is like a 90s horror movie kind of thing.
No, hold on. Let's say, for example, you're watching this movie that's set in, like, I don't know, the 1800s, and the whole movie is for this small town to protect their fresh water source.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be like, if only this movie took place 75 years later. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine you lost your uncle or somebody, and then 20 years later, we got running water throughout the town. Like, oh man, imagine all those people died 20 years ago.
But that's reality of life. Like 100 years ago, people died from diarrhea. Like it is what happens, right?
It's like, and that might be the case today. There's not everything, but it's like here's an example of another movie, like what's it called? I Know What You Did Last Summer, the remake or the legacy sequel that just came out. They couldn't get away with half the stuff that they did in the first one, because half the stuff in the first one, you would have had a cell phone and you would have tracked the person and been like, oh, okay. Like, where's Billy? Oh, we got his cell phone. Don't worry about it. Billy, his car's been parked here for 4 days. Maybe somebody should check on Billy. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying about the movie when I think we did Fear Street or whatever, something like that. Where I was saying that, like, for slashers, I just don't think. I think slashers are hard to make nowadays because the usual tropes that make a movie a good slasher is, modern technology makes it like.
And on top of that, in 2025, everybody carries a gun.
I don't know about that.
Fear Street, especially Middle America, or what was it, New Jersey, or wherever the hell they were at, somebody's glocked up and ready.
New Jersey is not middle America.
But I'm saying, like, I was trying to remember where the movie was set. I want to say it was Middle America somewhere, but then I don't know why in my mind I was like, maybe it was Jersey. I don't know, but somebody would have had the blicky ready, locked and loaded for whoever it was. It'd be like, oh, you caught the wrong one today, bud.
Chris, what did you think of the aesthetic of this movie?
No, that I actually really liked. I appreciated it because it was made to. Because again, Marcos, you know this more than I would. Fantastic Four is like one of the first superheroes, am I right?
Or like, first superhero family.
Yeah. But it's like what, the 70s, 80s, baby, when they debuted it.
I want to say it might have been
Maybe
earlier.
60s. It's Jack Kirby.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Kirby
okay.
or-
So I like the fact of it being like an older, like them still keeping that older style, but futuristic.
Yeah.
Like the TV screens on the buildings was made to be the future, but they're like an old school TV screen.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
You know, like
1961. So
okay. So
yeah.
so I did appreciate that. It was like an old new school feel. And I thought it was dope. I liked it.
All right, so I got a question. If you look at the aesthetic of it, yeah, like the cars, the TVs and stuff like that, do you wish like the modern world looked more like that? Like, does it feel like a lot of stuff now doesn't have the same personality? I feel like back then when you built stuff, you put beauty into it. Now it's more about function than it is about like beauty, or unless maybe beauty's changed over the years. I don't know.
Oh, definitely. Let's I mean, I know you've been around the world. I have like different places where I know Japan, shoot, Louisa, London, shoot, even downtown New York and Chicago got TV screens on the side of their buildings, but they look like a big ass flat screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what makes this movie more interesting is you got these TV screens on sides of buildings because nobody has information in their fingertips.
Yeah, no, I get that,
You,
but like I'm
you-
saying, with the look of a TV, like at one point I felt like again they were big and clumsy, but I feel like the aesthetic of them was kind of beautiful, and now it's just kind of a how skinny can we make it kind of thing. Like,
mm.
did we lose the beauty in a lot of like our modern technology and the things we see, or did beauty just change in the eye of the beholder? I don't know.
I think it was all about streamlining because I think a lot of the materials that we use to make technology like that were very limited, those resources. Like that's why stuff from back then, like those TV tubes, like in junkyards, were worth a bunch of money. Like,
Yeah,
so that's why I think the manufacturing changed. And for all I know, this is not something that I researched or anything. It might have been harmful to the environment the way they were making those things.
yeah. Well,
Like,
I'm saying like I feel like you can update the materials and stuff being used, but I'm talking about the actual look of something. For instance, you know, people still wear Jordans, specifically the retro Jordans, because they were functional, but there was a beauty to them. Like, when's the last time you seen anybody really outside wearing, a basketball sneaker if they're not actually playing basketball?
Hmm.
I honestly wear basketball
It's because you
sneakers.
got club feet.
No. This guy, he over here, Makashi's over here, like putting things on that he deals with on a daily basis.
Nah, but you know what's funny about that though?
Makashi the little foot with the little lift that's attached to a little brace.
Hey, don't be mad because I got size 8.5 feet, bro.
He got the Forrest Gump shoes.
Yeah, he got the polio specials.
Now, you ever seen Ricky Smiley? He does that character with the big ass like club shoe.
Nah, I don't remember that.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. But no, you about to say
Man.
yours?
No, no. Shoot.
We're talking about sneakers.
Oh no, oh yeah. No, I was just saying if you want to like I was thinking about this a while back. Jordans, like you said, they weren't just a basketball shoe, they actually had style to them.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of another shoe that somebody came out with, maybe besides Iverson, that had style. Other than that, sports shoes ain't really look good.
I feel like nowadays shoes are so
No, I think
advanced technology wise, and they're always trying to push the boundaries of something new that I think it I don't know. I just don't know if there's as much beauty into a lot of things nowadays. Like if you look at an iPhone, it's sleek. Maybe sleekness is the beauty, but like I kind of miss of having a little phone on with a keyboard. It just looks it's got a look to it that looks really cool.
But how much of that is nostalgia and how much of that of you actually missing it?
Or because you could hang up on somebody if you could just flick it down. You know what I'm saying? Get that,
Yeah. Closing the phone.
Like, I'm done with this conversation. Click.
I have a flip phone specifically for that.
Going back to what you were saying about nobody had technology or cell phones, but if they would have had a cell phone, I would have bought it because they had way other technology. First of all, when they build those antennas in like what seemed to be like 4 months across the world, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they are sure that they are an advanced world.
Yeah.
But it's like advanced in the 50s or 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they said, this is unprecedented. The whole world is coming together.
Yeah.
To do this thing. I kind of again, there was a rumor going around online because of the extra credit scene in Thunderbolts. that where you saw the Fantastic Four ship coming through the in space.
Mhm.
There was a rumor going online that possibly they actually didn't like win in this one and they had to escape. I kind of actually wish that had happened. I'm kind of morbid. I wish Sue had died. I'll be honest with you.
No, I don't think she would have died. I think when didn't they say, wasn't it at some point like you need to grab the baby and go or something like that?
Yeah.
Now, if they would have rolled out, then I would have been like, oof.
I
Like
think
I don't know if the audience would have, like, even if you rationalize, you let your entire planet down for your kid.
no, but what if you couldn't stop Galactus? Again, like, the idea is that he says, "I'll spare your planet if you give me the kid." And it's like you don't know if he's actually going to do that.
Mm.
He's
But
only done that one more. He's only they established in the movie. He's only done that one time. And that's with Shia
Silver
LaBeouf.
Surfer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but then she's enslaved to him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Her life. So I don't know. It was just one of those things where, like, imagine if at the end of this movie, Sue Storm was dead because she sacrificed herself for her child's life. That to me, I'd be like, oh shit, where are we going from here? Because we're expecting the Fantastic Four to show up in the MCU like like a team.
I have a hot take. I don't think it's going to be the Fantastic Four in that ship. I think it's going to be Doctor Doom and Frank Richards, because the way the kid is looking at him, he kind of like telepathically is talking to him, and it's like, all right, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Because again, Galactus says he's hiding his powers. I think he's more of an advanced being at that point, and it's kind of like, let's see where this goes. Or maybe he thinks logically because he is his father's son,
Yep.
like this is the best outcome. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what needs to be done. And it could be easily like, hey, I see that these other universes are threatening the existence of our universe. Let's go take care of that. And then he'd be like, okay, let's go.
Or that scene in the Thunderbolts could have been absolutely nothing, just like an introduction to the Fantastic Four.
I don't know.
I
feel
hope
like
it means something, but it could have absolutely meant nothing.
Because
I
think about it. Hold on. Think about it. So the timeline doesn't line up. It's still a year out from the Fantastic Four, from the Thunderbolts movie. Because the Thunderbolts movie was 5 years in the future, or I believe, or five.
Yeah.
And then the other one was 4 years. So there's a year gap or so.
No,
I think it's gonna happen.
Go, Chris.
I will say that I'm curious about this though, because this is two movies that we've seen that the MCU has come up with, where I guess they're trying to build up a new story.
Yep.
Where there's two characters that are extremely powerful, but we really haven't got an idea what they can do. In the Thunderbolts, it was Bob.
Yep. Sentry. Yep.
Yeah, and then this one, Franklin. So they've established two people that's supposed to be extremely powerful, but we ain't really see what they can do yet.
Because Doctor Doom is that guy.
No,
He's that guy.
But no, I'm trying to figure out where they're gonna go, because even in the Thunderbolts, doesn't Bob like lose his powers, or he doesn't like?
No, he says he goes, I don't want to go out and do that hero stuff, because when I do that, the void is also present, and so
Okay,
he
gotcha.
to give himself up to that.
I think the reason he's still there is because if they need to pull that and break glass in case of emergency,
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But what I'm saying is
don't
the
be there.
MCU has displayed two characters now between Franklin and Bob that are supposed to be, I'm not gonna say super strong, but just like they got something everybody else don't got, that they not really pushing them at the moment. So I wonder if that's gonna be the build up for later.
Well, maybe it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, hey, like, every team might have their own superpowered being. Like they got to fight against each other. Like, the way you got to like fucking Tony Stark said in the first Avengers. Hey, we have a Hulk. Like, it's just one. That sounds fucking spooky as shit, right? You heard that, Marcos?
Yeah.
She was like, hey,
I
feel this. Does this look like? Is this a growth?
It's
Wait, you heard the voice?
Yeah.
I forgot I'm on a different mic.
Wait, wasn't that your wife?
Nah, that's the oldest.
Oh, I thought
He was actually this is why I picks everything, because he was actually whispering.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that he reached into his sock. That's where old men keep their
Oh.
money. Now that he's 40. He's
Hey,
like, hold on,
why
wait
don't
a
you go take this quarter. Go have some
Look,
fun.
No,
look,
he came out like this. He's like, hold on. He pulled it out of his sock. Like, wait, how much you need, baby? And he put it right back in his dress socks. And
hey man,
basketball shoes.
that's what happened. Now, honestly, I called Sarat the other day, and I was like, I realized I'm officially old. And he's like, why? I said because I was going through the radio station, and I stopped at the jazz station to let it play.
Yeah.
Jazz.
Yeah. Bro, I heard my knee walking at Universal Studios. I knew I was old. Shit.
Oh man.
Marcos, he got never mind. I don't want that's a low blow.
What? You talking about that I'm old? I don't care, man.
Did y'all have any favorite characters in the movie?
Yeah. My favorite character, honestly, my MVP was Johnny.
Why?
Because he displayed a courage that you only see really in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he went towards Galactus and the Silver Surfer, he wasn't thinking about what's gonna happen. He was just like, "Let's go." Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't no joking around. Like when he left from the I forgot what was the name of when he left from their home.
Yep.
First time, the Baxter Building, the first time and the second time.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, hey, should I go? It was kind of like, hey, I'll report back. Like they were a cohesive unit, and I like that they showed us that they were established like 3 years later, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
What about you, Chris?
As a favorite character, I really can't say I got a favorite character that like stood out or I identified with or whatever.
Also, Charlotte Paul was amazing. I like her. So
Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if I thought anybody was dope, it was a little robot around the house helping out because he looked like
What, like Walker?
George Jetson robot.
Oh yeah. What's the maid? Alice?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was doing everything. He was cooking. He was putting stuff together. I was like,
he was helping drive the ship.
I like how he had two different heads. He's like, let's give him the sport head, and not the space head. He's like, all right, go.
I'm one of my favorite characters. This, I don't know how anybody feels about this, but I actually thought Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal, was my favorite because, again, I've seen him in a lot of shit recently. The Last of Us, fucking Gladiator, all these different movies, and like, you never really get a sense that he's playing himself. Like he's always brings a little something to the character that makes him feel, new and fresh. Like with this, I like that. You could tell he was battling his logic. Like I'm the smartest man out there, and like he's battling his brain to be like, all right, well, what does my heart say, kind of thing. And I like that because, like, again, if he was just Reed, he'd be like, okay, we got to sacrifice the kid. Like there's bigger things at stake, but like you got to fight against your heart and be like, no, like how can I not necessarily make the right decision, but how can I have everything I want? How do I do that?
Yeah, because I think there was a part where they were talking and they were talking about how they went up to space the first time. And he was like, I guess for lack of a better word, he beat himself up.
Yeah.
And his wife was like, you wouldn't have known. He's like, yes, I would have known.
Yeah.
I should have known. Like, I don't know. Like Pedro Pascal, he's grown on me a lot in the last couple of years. I've seen him act. And like you said, he brings something like new and fresh and things like that. Like, he hasn't had a character to me that's like over the top or like, yo, he did his thing in that movie. Yeah. But I do feel like this character fit him more personally than any other character I've seen play so far.
I don't know, man. He was really good in that movie with Nick Cage. That movie made
I didn't see it. The extraordinary, something of like talent or something like that was it?
Yeah, that's a movie we don't podcast on it. It's a movie you got to see.
I know we watched one. Was it Cliff Beast or whatever? He was just trying to have sex the whole movie.
Yeah, the one where he was the horny guy. But no, like, again, imagine if you're in his position where the fate of the world is placed on your shoulders. You got a team that helps you out, but like everybody looks at Reed Richards that he's the leader of the Fantastic Four. So ultimately, he's the principal. He bears the brunt of the choices, and you got to sit there and be like, well, I got to save the world, but I'm not giving up my kid. Like, what do you want? Like, I need to figure this out because if I don't, like he says, like, I've been what he built that machine to watch the kid. He goes, I can't I can't try to watch you like that anymore. I'm gonna turn this off and I gotta let you tell me who you are.
Mm.
Kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because so in the beginning of the movie, they did a thing where like he had Herbie building the fucking the crib.
Mhm.
He built some machine so he can keep an eye on like Sue while she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Like that's leaning on the things that come easy to you. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know a lot of people that like will skirt past certain responsibilities and just lean on the stuff that's like, oh yeah, I know how to do this stuff, so I'm gonna do that instead. I'll let someone else take care of the other shit that actually means something.
I mean, he could have easily been like, "You don't need my intelligence for this," because he kind of said it. He's like, "That's not necessary work," but he he was thinking more like a robot instead of a human being. And then I think towards the end, his character arc, he realized like, oh, that's what kind of like what Sue meant. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this is something that you want to remember later. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I remember building my kids' crib and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, Chris, at a certain point, you built a crib, correct?
Hell no.
The only time he been behind bars is when
Back to the future status. These bars, kid. Oh man. But now speaking of I guess logic and emotion. One of my favorite movies, the second movie. The first one was good, the second one was better, third one was just okay to me. Is a Star Trek franchise.
Okay.
The one that they remade.
Wrath of Khan. Oh, okay, the new one. So Into the Darkness.
Yeah. Where Spock his whole thing is logic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, if y'all remember, at the beginning, he goes to sacrifice himself to save the ship in the volcano, and of course, Kirk goes back for him.
Yeah.
And he asked at the beginning, he was like, "What do you think Spock would do?" He said, "Spock would let you die."
Yeah.
But in the end, they kind of think how they do what the other person would have done, where Kirk goes and saves the ship, and Spock saves everybody else.
Yeah.
And at that moment, he's like, "I'm feeling something right now." Like his emotions come over him. Who do you feel between him and Richard's character? That display of logic and emotion. If you had to choose one, which one would you rather serve next to, so to speak?
Probably Reed.
I say Reed.
Really?
Yeah.
Spock, that was an anomaly. I feel like Spock 9 out of 10 times will think logically instead of like, you know what, I actually like this guy. He'll be like, nope, we only got 4 parachutes. We have 5 people.
I feel like Spock has no emotion, or he hides it very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a person that's served in the military, emotions will get you fucked up sometimes. It's just It is what it is. And sometimes you got to push that out the window and do what's logically best. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. That's like, if you're in a team situation, who would you really want to be with? And honestly, I really can't give you an answer, because I've seen the high side of logic and the high side of emotion.
Yeah,
and I really can't tell you which one's better at times.
Yeah, because that again, the logic is get out of there. Get out of there, because you got a 30% chance of surviving if you leave right now. You got 10% if you leave in 5 minutes. But at the same time, it's like, no man left behind. Like, what do you do in those moments? I feel like in this movie, it is one of those, because like he knew he's gonna get vilified for choosing, his kid, or bad like Sue chose for them. But it's like, they're gonna get looked at differently, because they chose their kid over the fate of the universe. But he's like, believe in me, because we've saved the world before. We're gonna figure this out, kind of thing. What do you do? What do you do in that situation? Do you do you just take your kid and run?
Run where?
Where? Like,
I don't know. He's smart. He fucking built that teleportation thing.
There was a movie that me and the wife saw where it had Skarsgård, both of the dad and the
son.
Yeah, and it had the chick from Spider-Man, Mary Jane. She was the main
Zendaya?
Oh, Kristen Dunst. Oh,
Kristen Dunst.
Okay.
And it was a movie that was set in the backdrop. It just came out recently. It wasn't
Civil War?
No. It was came out in the last month or so, about a woman that's getting married. It's one of the Skarsgård sons, the older one that was in the vampire TV show on HBO.
Yep.
It was them two getting married, and then the whole thing that's happening in the background is they found out the world is ending because there's a planet about to collide with Earth.
Mhm.
And like when you said where she go run to, there was a mom in the movie that like they were like, all right, the Earth is gonna get destroyed in the next hour. She like get in the car and like where are you gonna drive?
Hmm.
And that's the panic that set in. She was like, I gotta protect my kid, and it's like, no, there's nothing you can do in this situation. Your kid is gonna die along with everybody else.
Speaking of nothing you can do, what did y'all think about Galactus as a villain? Do you think they
Well,
didn't do enough with him?
I do. I do think they didn't do enough with him. He was too big for no reason.
I think I
He
think
eats worlds.
I think
No,
So
Galactus.
did Ego. Oh no, Ego was a world. Never mind.
I
yeah,
think
each form.
Galactus in this particular movie, Ralph Ineson, which is the guy that played him, played
Which he was a dude in a suit.
yeah.
That wasn't like CG. Like they probably put some CG stuff on him, but it was a dude in a suit,
Yeah.
acting like
Hmm.
Galactus.
He
Chris, that
was
wasn't just like it wasn't
The
real.
Power Rangers.
It wasn't a real giant. It wasn't like Power Rangers. It was actual kind of suit.
Yeah.
I I think they did a real good job. Way better than they did with the last Ant-Man movie with what's his name?
All
Kang.
right.
Kang the Conqueror.
Mm.
Because Kang the Conqueror just got his ass handed to him. I felt like it was kind of like everything came up Fantastic Four. Like, the saying everything's coming up Millhouse. Like the chance that they had to make this happen, everything lined up correctly. Like if anything would have been off, or if the Silver Surfer didn't help him at the end, the whole planet would have been destroyed, and then he would have just
Do you think that was too convenient when Silver Surfer comes back and helps? I
no,
understand it
no,
because they
no.
reached into her heart, like they reminded her of like why she was even in the position she was in.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
like
I think it's like in every movie that has a guy that's like waffling, that it's like, oh, you do evil things, but you're not. It's a job for you. Like I think Johnny made it less of a job. He like touched her soul.
yeah,
Mhm.
Like you know what I mean? It's like for example, like I don't know, let's say your job is to do XYZ, and like you take the emotion out of it. You know what I mean? Let's say you're a corrections officer, you're a cop, and you hear people saying all the time like, man, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, and you're like, all right, whatever, buddy, or lady, keep it moving.
yeah,
But
Mhm.
somebody hits you that makes you think of your own situation, that pierces the fact that you're taking the emotions out of it, and you're like, damn, like this
yeah.
person is not nameless and faceless now. Now it's like I can see myself in this person's shoes, and I think it's that, taking it back to Naruto, is that talk no jutsu. Once you get the person to slow down, and they're like, holy shit, that was me, or that could be me. Like I understand this person's shoes. Instead of
Yeah.
them being callous, they're kind of like, oh, let me give them the chance that I have. It's kind of like, when you're like, oh, I'll never be like my dad. How some people are like, oh, I'll never raise my kid like my dad or like my mom.
Yeah.
And you don't you forget that until you're like, holy shit, I'm doing the exact thing that my parent did, and then you could take back and be like, wait a minute, I should do something different. And I think that's what happened there. I think they were overpowered and overmatched.
Yeah.
Like Reed was gonna get ripped in half. That was 100% gonna happen. And if
I
it wasn't,
listen,
if it
I
wasn't,
like the fact that other than a little bit of superpowers, they didn't feel like extraordinary people. That makes sense. Because you're so used to seeing Sentry, you're so used to Superman, and
Mhm.
like these people that like you're like, oh yeah, I could, if they were in a fight, they should win. Where the
Mhm.
Fantastic Four, like if they're in a fight, there's no guarantee they're gonna win
yeah,
because other than a couple little mutations to them, they're still pretty normal.
Mhm.
yeah.
I can stretch, but like as far as I can stretch so much, then if I take that
Like
in
I
half.
think I
Yeah.
think the movie did a good job in grounding them. Like
Mhm.
Johnny Storm, like if he was able to all of a sudden breathe in space and be able to be, the fastest guy, like the drama in the whole scene when they're fleeing Galactus's world, That would have been they would have had no stakes. The fact that my man was like damn near like couldn't breathe,
Yeah.
Mhm.
oxygen was burning up. It was like if it gave like an excitement. Like I sat there, like I literally was sitting at the edge of my chair, like holy shit, like because you don't know with Marvel, they're so focused on going down the road of Doomsday that they could have easily killed off any one of these characters and kept it moving. You know what I mean?
I thought that's why I thought. I just thought if they had did something to Sue, and I think it would have threw a wrench in the plan in a good way. But all right, like I can't see where this is going.
Like
Mhm.
here's an example, like Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Like in my heart of hearts, I don't see him surviving past the two Avengers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and if he does, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, that is surprising. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like Avengers Endgame. I don't know how you follow it closely, Chris, because you're not really a comic book reader. Like,
I don't read at
Loves
all.
Endgame. He love. I know Chris don't. Only thing Chris reads is
the back of Jet Knight.
prescriptions.
The nutritional effects on food.
Yeah.
No,
Make sure
but
it's not fat free.
like as a comic book fan,
Like,
I was
sheepskin?
like, who are they gonna kill off?
Latex. Yeah.
Like in my mind, I was like, who are they gonna kill off in the at the end of Endgame? And then I was like, oh shit, like it happened to be Iron Man. Like
I
it took
felt
a lot
like,
of-
listen, I felt, and this is maybe the hot take, but I felt like Iron Man, like again, Iron Man was realistically the only one that really died, other than Black Widow. And
Mhm.
like, I felt like I felt like he was the logical person to die. It wasn't a surprise that he died.
It was a surprise, but I think it was dope how they did it because it's like
Oh, he earned it. He earned the shit.
it's like if you go make this happen, make it happen where it's like it was worth it happening. You know,
But-
like even when
yeah,
Black
but-
Widow died, I felt like at that scene, the way they played it, I really feel like they showed the brother sister relationship between Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah.
So I felt like if either one of them would have died, it still would have affected the audience, no matter which one it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like like when Iron Man died, like legit has as foundational as he is for the MCU, I was like, ain't no way. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you watch it, it's like you watching a Superman TV show and Superman dying in the first season. Like, ain't nobody like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna
Yeah.
like how they gonna continue the show? Like, didn't they do that when I wanna say I know it was because of real life death, but there was a vampire show with two brothers and a chick, and the main it was like based on these
Are you watching the right TV, bro?
yeah it's a young adult thing. Oh my god. Oh, Vampire Diaries. It was Vampire Diaries.
Oh, no. Yeah, you ain't watching the right shit, bro. Would you watch? Did you watch it after Gossip Girl? Huh? Did you?
No, I did not watch Gossip Girl, but I like
But it's like,
I like those shows. I like shows like they had a great spinoff. They had a it was a good show. But like the show was about three characters and fourth season halfway through, one of the main characters got killed because of real world like contract issue and they were like we're just going to go ahead and deviate from the source material, pivot this way and not have the main character. And it was like weird. So when I didn't expect like Robert Downey Jr. to like be gone. Like I could easily see Chris Evans. I'm like people that I'm like, you know what? We have the multiverse coming, they can recast. But then it didn't. Like we're still here. We don't have a core team. We don't really know what the core team in Avengers is gonna be. They have every name except the team that's gonna actually be the Avengers. Outside of like Spider-Man and Hulk.
Right, Chris, you was gonna say
I
something.
don't know. No, I was just thinking, like, talk about people dying. Like, I disagree with you that Sue should have died. If she would have, it would have been an interesting take on it.
Then it would have been
But-
the Fabulous Three.
No, but you have a multiverse thing coming.
Mhm.
You could do it that way, but again, if you make that choice, okay. So, for instance, it was like that choice in I want to say Star Wars, Last Jedi,
Mhm.
where they killed Luke Skywalker at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, sometimes you make this choice, and you're like, all right, like let's see where this goes. Like sometimes some people are just like, oh, I want to see the end of the Luke Skywalker thing, whatever. They get so set on they get set on going in this direction that like if the minute you deviate from it, everybody just thinks it's bad. But it's like, no, give it a chance. Actually try something new.
But let's be honest,
Definitely.
if Luke Skywalker and Han Solo were like actors that just turned 55 and were in great shape and could continue in the franchise, they would not died. Let's be real.
I'm not saying they would have. I'm just saying sometimes, playing with expectations allows for better storytelling.
Like the ghost of Carrie Fisher is still out there in the Star Wars universe. She's still alive.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. She died. She finally died in the last one. Didn't she go out to space?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The sign kept with the Star Wars. I watched them back in the 80s and everything, and then after they started doing like all this new stuff, I stopped.
well, Star Wars came out in the 70s, so you watch it at home on VHS.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but when I think the last movie I saw was Revenge of the Sith.
Was
shit.
that was
Yeah.
in the 2000s.
So yeah, I stopped keeping up with it after that.
All right, so where do you guys see the MCU going from here? Me personally, okay, so I'm probably one of the people that I felt like after Endgame, they should have took a year off and then started with a whole new story versus trying to keep continuing, if that makes sense.
I think the worst thing that happened to the MCU was Disney Plus. That they shifted to that, and that's what messed everything up. I think.
You talking about the little series shows in between?
Well, Disney Plus, the app, in order for the app to be successful, they needed to provide premium content. And you can't do that like when everything is related. Like, you know what I mean?
But okay, go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm sitting there thinking like when he says Disney Plus, there's a lot of shows that they came out with. Like I think was it Hawkeye and
A lot of shows that went nowhere because they were convoluted.
But they're supposed to be like I guess like in middle stories to the movie screen. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So me personally, I didn't watch it unless I was told to.
Yeah.
So when it no, I'm serious. So when it came time to watch a movie, it's like, okay, well, if you would have watched this on Disney Plus, you would have seen that this is this. Okay, cool. But I don't want to watch the little series shit 'cause I don't give a shit about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to see the movie.
Yeah.
So
I love watching any companion shows and anything like that because I am a consumer of content. Like I love
you consume.
we see your background.
Yeah. Well, I love stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like if they would have said
stuff, that stuff, stuffed crust pizzas, all stuff.
If they would have said, here's a 12 episode series on the Fantastic Four, this quality, I would have loved it. But I guess the binge era of TV watching has made me very impatient. Like now we got to wait a couple years. Like I wish, like I know in the last year they messed up. Like this, I was so happy this year because we got three Marvel movies that I enjoyed. A lot of people are like, oh, these other two shouldn't. But I'm like, yo, they're giving us movies, and then at least next year we know we're getting one big one, which is eventually.
Okay, so here's the thing. Again, this is what I thought. Again, once Endgame stopped, I felt like the next series, as far as movies go, should have kicked off with an entirely new story, new characters. Just tell a different story with different characters. You could have had those little shows on Disney Plus that kind of connected to the old like MCU with like the Avengers and stuff like that. It's because it's kind of like those side quests in those in like Naruto or something or Dragon Ball Z. Like it's the little episodes that don't have actually anything to do with the main storyline, but they kind of tie in slightly. But I thought they should have started. The next phase of Marvel should have maybe started with X-Men or maybe just started with like Iron Fist or someone that like was a different story.
They didn't have that IP.
But I mean, you could But the thing is, you don't need to do. You can. When they started with Iron Man, they weren't starting with Iron Man like, hey, we're gonna build to the Avengers. They started with Iron Man and said, hey, let's see where this goes. And then they all of a sudden became like, oh, maybe we can do the Avengers. They should have started doing that with some more small characters. Like, what's another like But
think about it though. When you go to the original MCU, or not the original MCU, but when they first did the Avengers, the difference that I'm noticing from those movies and these ones right now, I have yet to see a character that is that guy or that girl, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because we saw Iron Man, then we saw the Hulk, then we and at the end they had always a preview of who was coming next, Thor's hammer. So you're seeing these characters that they're coming, and we better be good. Versus this, like I haven't seen that character yet to say, yo, that's that person.
Well, because for me, it's because when the MCU first started, you weren't worried about tying everything in. You were just worried about like, okay, let's just make this really good Iron Man movie.
Hmm.
And then, I think that's what they needed right now. I think this movie kind of, because this movie is like one of those ones you don't really need a history lesson on the Fantastic Four to really know, or you didn't need to watch any other Marvel stuff to really know what happened in this movie.
Yeah.
But like, I just think they should have did what they did before. Pull out a character that no one really is like, they're familiar with it, but not really, and build them up and start building towards the next series versus trying to make this series kind of connect into the one before and vice versa and stuff like that.
I think if they would have just done one-off projects
Mhm.
like that aren't necessarily connected together, they would have been fine. But it's like, I know you're talking about like, new storylines and new teams, but a lot of their content is mutant related.
I get it. All I'm saying is when they started again, you could have did a couple years of again. You could have just had a Hawkeye movie. You could have had a Blackwood, like all these singular movies that kind of just tie into the old stories or with characters of the old stories, but like not necessarily setting up anything. And then all of a sudden you had a movie come out where all of a sudden, and then you could see, some shit's about to kick off. A whole new thing is starting that doesn't even have anything to do with the last one. Like, we don't need another Avengers story,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be singularly focused going on past that's why they're racing to both Avengers movies, because they're trying to like logically in the movie world like finish off everything. That's why all these legacy actors are coming back, because at the end this new version of Endgame, which is going to be Secret Wars, a lot of people are going to die, and they're going to finally whittle down to like, these are going to be the characters we're following from here on out. Like, ain't gonna be no like, oh, we have this other guy from another world that just popped up. It's like, now this is where we're at. This is gonna be our new X-Men. This is gonna be our new Fantastic Four. This is gonna like, they're at a point that they're gonna lock their rosters down,
Mhm.
and kind of like, we're not moving, like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll have, for all we know, we might have Chris Evans come back as Captain America. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, all right, the MacGuffin or the get out of jail free card is about to go away. Like, you know what I mean? You can't have a movie where you kill off Blade, and then the next movie is like, hey, Blade, I thought you died. It's like, nah, brother, nobody kills Blade. Like, you know what I mean? They can't.
That's what Fast and Furious is doing. They're fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, when fucking Gal Gadot popped up in the fucking submarine, I
I
was
was
like,
like,
come on, bro.
I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah, you
Like-
lose the heart in the moment of when she sacrificed herself to save Han. Like, fuck.
And
Yeah.
then not even that. If they say, well, I lived, it's gonna be like, how? And why are you secretly dying? And why is Han depressed? Are you guys that good you're in too deep that now Han is depressed?
I'm trying to figure out how she popped up and they got no scars. Like, come on now. I fall off a bike and fuck my whole face up. This girl fell off a plane. She's
Now,
on a runway.
This is
It
gonna
popped
sound
up so
cheesy.
pretty.
This is gonna sound cheesy, but I feel like it's gonna
Jesus.
it's gonna sound both. It's gonna sound both. I think it's gonna fit their world. Is just be like, oh, I'm her twin sister. She told me all about you. That is easy. You can't go back and then CGI a scene where he's like, well, I ducked and spun to the side. My backpack went through the fucking propellers. You can't do that. That's gonna be fucking stupid.
Okay, no, all I'm saying is like, again, I think Marvel trained the audience to believe that everything is connected, right?
Yeah.
Like, in these new stories, my question is like, why do we need a Captain America in there? Why do we need a Black Widow? Like, start a brand new series. You might the first couple movies might not be as like elaborate or as impressive as those ones were, but like, it'll get there just like the other ones did.
You want to
Yeah.
know why?
Why?
You want to know because there's money. Money.
I get it, but that's why you do those little one-off movies and TV shows and stuff like that. But
That's
don't
why-
let the new ones connect to. They don't need to connect to that.
That's why in
Yeah.
the comic book world, the same superheroes have been around for 60 years and nobody aged at all. It's
Yeah.
like, that's why the
I know.
X-Men and the Avengers are like, well, you know what? This is an offshoot. Like, I think maybe if they do something like that, I think comic book success outside of the MCU might pull it back around, and I think they are in the right place. They're gonna bring us back to long-term storytelling, like you're saying, but with characters that they know and trust. For the most part, it might not be the same team, but they're always going to be a Spider-Man. There's always going to be a Hulk. There's always going to be a Captain America.
I don't
Because
see that. That's what I mean. I don't know if I care for that. I don't know if I care to see.
Spider-Man and Batman are literally the two richest IP in the world.
Yes, I get it because their movies were good.
That
All you got to do, listen. Nobody cared about Iron Man until Iron Man came out, and it was good.
Everybody
saying
cared
is-
about Spider-Man. That's why there's like 19 movies.
I get it because
Right,
the first
all good.
Spider-Man movie was good.
Yeah.
It's not
Like
even
this, like there's always a debate who's the better Batman. I don't think anybody cares who the better Spider-Man is
no
because it's gotten to the point where the movies are so good. Even the non-real character Miles Morales is good. You know what I'm saying? He's animated.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying is like, you don't need to always necessarily lean on the people who are always, who are the most popular in the moment because like we said, we saw it with Iron Man, we saw it with Captain America, we saw it with Thor. Like those weren't your A players going into the movies. But they built them up. They can do it again. You just got you can't expect those first couple movies to be like, yo, we're trying to make $1 billion on these first couple movies.
Well,
Don't worry about that.
if you don't make that, that's literally they do worry about. That's why they scrapped this entire like
No. I don't. Here's the thing. They don't worry about it. They want it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. They want because they know these movies. They know those movies can make $1 billion. They're like, why should I make a movie that's going to make 400 million? Why can't I just make this one and make $1 billion? But that, to me, you're doing long-term disservice to your.
I like this is what I like, and I was talking to one of my friends like last year about this. This is a Saved by the Bell conundrum. So Saved by the Bell, when they initially came out, it was supposed to be focused on the teacher, Miss Bliss, but then they realized that the cast that they had was so popular with the fans that they reformatted the show and made it about the kids.
Yep.
But then the producers were like, we're only gonna cycle it in a la Menudo 4 years. Like you get 4 years with us, and then we recycle the cast. They did that. That's how we got Saved by the Bell, the new class, and then that show tanked to the
Why?
point that 2 years later, they brought back Saved by the Bell, the college years, and then they waited too long, and people like this sucks. We don't want to see them talking about bills and real life problems. Like, oh my God, Kelly Kapowski doesn't want to marry Zach because of instability or something stupid like that.
Oh,
And
no,
then-
but you literally said it. Those shows sucked.
Yeah, and like
That's
you
it.
said, you said it's supposed to be around the teacher, and they redid it. The same thing they did with Family Matters. Steve Urkel wasn't the star of the show. He just premiered, and the crowd loved him so much they brought him back. And then I'm not gonna say everything was based around him, but he was a main character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, you don't need. You can build that up again. You can do that same thing and build that up and do it's the same focus that you used to. But they want to make so much money on the front end with these other characters. They're just leaning on those old stories.
When I say Saved by the Bell, the new class sucked, I actually watched that. What is the first 2 seasons? You can tell that they were on a path to make the show fresh, but then the ratings started declining, and then the very next season they added Screech as a teacher, which didn't even fit the timeline because during that time they had Saved by the Bell the college years. So how is Screech still going to school and coming back to be a substitute teacher?
But that's what I'm saying is okay, again, like this. If they started they started new stuff, but like they're trying to just tie it all into the old story. Just don't.
Yeah,
Don't tie it
fresh.
in. Start it fresh. Let it go. Let it build up just like you did before, and you'll get to that $2 billion movie. But like I don't know. I wish
Next, people that think just about money, they're like, nah. Like, you know what I mean? That's like we see it in a lot of industry. They go with proven talent over somebody that has to prove themselves. Like if Ben Affleck was the best Batman box office wide in the Warner Brothers like realm, they would have brought them back. Like if Superman would have made the most money, and if that Justice League would have killed it. When I say killed it, if they would have broken like Avengers records as shitty as the whole plot and how put together it was, that movie you would have still seen all those characters right now. in storylines that make no sense. But because it didn't, that's when all of a sudden people are like, wait a minute, we got to try something new. It's all about the money. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like right now, if I was a rapper and I fart in a microphone and that gets me multiple platinum records, guess what they're gonna? I'm gonna be like, but hey guys, I want to do some new shit. Like I actually want to try. They're gonna be like, nah, bro, we need to fart on 2 mics this time.
That mic's gonna say what everybody's thinking. This stinks.
Like
it's just like rap these days. It's straight shit.
I'm gonna release this new album. It's called Shart. All right. So final thoughts on Fantastic Four: First Steps. Chris, you go first.
Like I said, I did like it. My gripes about it was just probably more surface level, just the action and for baby. Other than that, I thought it was dope. If it is introduction to another movie, then it was good.
So you're excited to see where it goes?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why when Marcos was like first steps, so they make sure you put the first steps in there. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Marcos? What do you think?
I think it was an excellent movie. I haven't felt this good about a franchise or a team or a new introduction in Marvel since Black Panther, since first Iron Man. Like even leaving Thor, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna, like, I don't know if Marvel is gonna be like, yeah, we can put a shit ton of money. But I think the fact that they got actors, like the only one that in my mind is gonna be super expensive for now is Reed. Outside of that, Reed Richards, like, with Pedro Pascal, I think everybody else is at a point in their career that they're coming up and they can lock them down and they'll play it. But like, you know what I mean? When you get too big of a name for something, you're like, he's not going to stick around too long. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see him doing that though. And the other stuff I've seen him do, like even we did Gladiator, and I actually wanted more of him in the movie. I don't think he's got that kind of ego. I think he's a humble person.
Yeah, I think if it's good, he's like, I want to do it.
But think about it. The only thing that he stayed long term throughout this entire run is the Mandalorian. Every other franchise he has left, and they don't tell you. Like Last of Us, he left. A lot of people were like, no, they're gonna change it up. I was like, no, they're not. He left. He's gone.
Well, I mean, but the story dictated.
I know, but think about it. Again, it's your star show.
I get it, but if the story still dictates him being there, I don't think he's gonna be that type of guy. But like, well, I don't want to do this anymore, so I'm leaving. I actually think he's like, no, I like doing this. I'm having fun, like, so I'll do it.
Yeah,
I saw this interview with Kate Blanchett, who played Galadriel in Lord of the Rings. She didn't get paid no money to do it. She just said that she did it because she really wanted to work with the director. So she, got paid in sandwiches. But she's like, no, I wanted to do that movie. I wanted to work with him because he did this movie that I really liked, and I wanted to work with the guy. And I think that for some people, that's what they do. Like, I'll make the money somewhere else. I just really want to go do this.
Yeah.
But I also think that like everybody's having their run. Yeah. Like I'm surprised that Pedro Pascal is still being casted as a lead in franchises. He's gonna always be the lead in a bunch of movies, but because his name is so fire right now, you're like, okay, do I really want to try to
I don't think it is, and maybe this is.
I think you paid attention, Chris.
No, because okay, if you look at actors, actresses, and this is probably some gay as hell. Like, because you look at Denzel Washington, you look at Russell Crowe, Kevin Costner, people like that, and then Kirby. They got some type of sex appeal to them. You know what I'm saying? Kate Blanchett, whatever. To me, Pedro Pascal is just a good actor. There's nothing else.
Yeah, but that's kind of like Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep isn't like amazing. Oh, or Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, they're known for being like very good actors and like, they're about their craft. I think with Pedro Pascal, like, he's got enough name recognition where you're like, everything I've seen this guy in, I've liked. So if
that's what I'm saying. It's like I haven't heard anybody talk about Pedro Pascal's their secret crush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, women love Pedro. Women, and when I say he's hot, I'm saying he's hot like in every. Like I'm trying to make sure Chris is like he's not that good looking. No, I'm talking about
because
his run. He's on his Jim Carrey run, where like what I mean. Like he's the hottest star. Like projects are being made with him in mind. Like what I mean. Like when they pitching like scripts. They're like, listen, I got this perfect project, and I have Pedro Pascal in mind for the league, and then the executives are like, wait a minute, tell me more. We haven't done anything with him, but we want to. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. What I'm getting at is, I'm hoping I'm using the right words. Is I think his real life character himself is just extremely humble. Like,
Yeah.
I think he'll take whatever he can get, and whatever he gets, he's gonna put his best foot forward in it,
Yeah.
and and kill it every time. Like, I haven't seen him over the top act like it's Oscar worthy, but the roles he's playing them to a T.
I don't know, bro. That season 2 of The Last of Us, if that was a movie, I think he'd have got.
He's been
Yeah.
in a couple bangers. He's been in a couple
I'm
bangers.
not saying he hasn't, but it's just like, I don't know. I can't get my words together right. It's almost like, okay, if you look at him, Michael B. Jordan,
I think
like, people probably wouldn't seen Sinners because of Creed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
people went to see Sinners 1 because it was Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler together, because they haven't missed anything.
Okay.
Anything
Okay.
they've been attached to together hasn't missed.
Okay.
Like, oh, those two.
They've
all right,
done what, 3 or 4 movies together now? Something like
They did Creed, Fruitvale Station,
that?
Black Panther, and then Sinners.
Sinners.
Okay.
So
And I
like,
believe-
yeah,
I want to say Creed 2, or is that when he left already?
I
No,
don't think-
Creed 3 was, no, I think Creed 3 was him and Ryan Coogler. Creed
No.
1 and 2 was him and Sylvester Stallone's people, right?
no, Creed 1 was Ryan Coogler. He directed it.
Okay.
I think Creed 2 was different people. Creed 3 was when Michael B. Jordan directed it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
All right. Well, yeah, I think this movie is great. I love, and the one thing I hope they don't change is they make sure they put story first and relationship first. Because I think, to me, this movie was less about, again, the action and all that stuff, and and it was more about how to, like, establishing these characters so people fall in love with them. And I think ultimately it worked out in here to where I'm excited to see where it goes. So like, even if there wasn't the whole doomsday thing coming and all that stuff, I'm excited. I would be excited to see the next Fantastic Four movie off the strength of this, the way they built this up.
I feel the same way. That's why I brought
yeah.
up the first steps.
Yeah.
Let's see what the second steps are.
Going back to what I was saying earlier, like Pedro Pascal, he's doing his run.
He looked up some numbers. He's about to
No,
give
no,
you
no,
some
I
box
didn't.
office.
I didn't.
budget.
No, I was, but I actually,
Never fails.
what I actually looked up was how many collaborations Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan did. And some people are counting Black Panther Wakanda Forever because he cameoed. It was a new scene. But I'm like, that he wasn't really in that movie that much.
Yeah.
But no, I think he has the same run that John Bernthal has been on for the past decade, but in a main role
Yeah.
like move. Like Bernthal, I love Bernthal, but I don't want to see him in a movie by himself. When he pops up, I'm like, I am in. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know if I want to see a movie where he's like the lead actor. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's always
He plays the great best friend. He's kind of like Jeremy Renner in The Town.
Yep.
Like, he's like that great second. He's a great character to the leading man.
Yeah.
He really highlights, everything that's going on.
And unless you surround him with talent, like it was in what is it, Punisher? Like, it was the characters around him that just allowed him to be John Bernthal, which I think would, honestly, is going to be a good one. Like, I want that man to somehow find a gun in the Roman Empire. Like, well, we got to kill him. That's all we got to do.
Well, all right. Well, that's the latest episode of Surratt and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Surratt, a.k.a. Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, a.k.a. at the Sunset Kid 56.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. We get out there.
See y'all later.
I'm a warrior.